Morning, dear students. Welcome you all to the second session of Overview of Computer. A hearty welcome to you all. Today we will be continuing the topic which we had discussed in the previous class, that is fundamentals of computers. We will be continuing the same topic even today. So today we will discuss chapter 1, continuation of chapter 1, that is fundamentals of computers, from the unit overview of computer, and today we will be discussing part 2 of fundamentals of computers. Let us check out or have a recap of the things what we studied in the previous class. So in the previous class we discussed about the introduction to computers, definition of computer, the different characteristics like speed, diligence, accuracy, versatility, automation. These are some of the characteristics of computers which makes it so powerful. And also we discussed how a computer works. It works by taking the input, by processing the data and generating or producing the desired results. Then we had a discussion as to the difference between the data and the information. We discussed what is hardware. Hardware is the physical components which make up a computer, keyboard, mouse, etc. Similarly, software is a set of programs stored in computer's memory which will tell the computer what to do and how to do. So this class we will be continuing the topic functional units. The functional units included input unit, output unit and the central processing unit. So input unit, it allows us to enter the data and programs into the computer memory, and the data is processed using CPU and the required results are generated using output device. So let us discuss CPU in detail. CPU consists of three devices or three units, not devices, units: memory unit, ALU and control unit. First, let us start with memory unit. Memory unit, it is also called primary memory, or it is also called main memory, or it is called RAM. It stores data and programs, and also it stores the results. Before sending to the output device, it stores the results temporarily. A memory unit consists of thousands and lakhs of cells called storage units. These cells, they store the information in the form of binary digits, that is zeros and ones. The main memory holds the data temporarily. Therefore, we need to provide as the data is stored temporarily, if you want to store the data permanently, we need secondary memory. So primary memory stores the data temporarily, so we require secondary memory. Then CPU consists of arithmetic and logic unit, ALU. So ALU, it is capable of doing different calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication. It is also capable of taking decisions by comparisons, by doing logical operations such as and, or, not. And the decision making is done by using non-numeric data, that is true or false, using logic functions. Once data is fed into the memory from input devices, they are transferred into ALU whenever it is required. So immediately the results are generated and they are placed in the memory, and then they are from my primary memory to ALU again to the storage. This is done many times during the process. During the process, during any calculation, many times ALU takes the data from the memory and send the result to the memory, again take the data from the memory and send the result until final result is generated. Control unit. Control unit or CU, it is also called the central nervous system of a computer. It acts as a central nervous system and it ensures that the information is stored correctly and the program instructions are followed in proper order or sequence, and also the data are selected from the memory whenever it is required. It also coordinates all the input and output devices of a system. Control unit controls all hardware operations such as input unit, output unit and processor. Basically, it controls and coordinates the different actions between the devices, input devices, output devices, processor and memory. So this is the job of control unit. Then comes the storage unit or memory unit. The results are obtained from the primary memory. As the result is stored temporarily in primary memory, they are obtained from the primary memory and they are stored in secondary memory. Permanently they are stored, because primary memory, it can store data only temporarily. For further use, if the data has to be stored permanently, it has to be stored in secondary unit or secondary memory. Secondary storage devices are called, they are also called auxiliary memory. Secondary memory, it stores large amount of data and it is less expensive. Therefore, the result for future use, or if the data has to be stored permanently, it will be stored in secondary memory. As you can see, there are two, primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory stores only the data temporarily. Therefore, for further use, data is stored in the secondary memory, which is also called auxiliary memory. Primary memory is very expensive, but secondary memory is less expensive. Output unit. A output device is a hardware, so which will convert the data into human understandable form. The most commonly used output devices are monitors, printers, speakers, headphones, sound cards, plotters, projectors. All these are the different examples for output devices. Printer, monitor, they present the data in a human understandable form. The processed data is presented. So next we will be discussing evolution of computers. Evolution of computers. So computers did not came in one day. They have undergone many changes. So evolution of man and mankind has helped to invent a calculating tool. Earlier, people used stones, sticks, fingers, pebbles to count. Even today, we use our fingers for counting. As human beings has only 10 fingers, the limitation of 10 fingers and 10 toes, they caused early man to construct a tool for calculation. Every civilization has contributed calculating tool in their own methods. See, there are different people who have invented different calculating devices. So let us have a look as to the different calculating machines which were used by early human beings. In 2500 BC, the abacus. As you can see, abacus is also known as the first ever calculating machine which is used for counting. It is made up of beads strung on cards and it is used for simple arithmetic calculations. The cards correspond to the position in the decimal digits and the heads represents the digits. Numbers are represented by beads close to the crossbar. So abacus are mainly used for addition and subtraction. Later they were upgraded to perform division and multiplication. Even today, some of us study abacus because it helps us to solve the complex calculations in an easy manner. So abacus was also known as the first computer or first calculating machine. Next comes in 1614, John Napier. He is a Scottish mathematician. He invented Napier's bone. So he invented Napier's bone basically for multiplication. To ease the complexity of multiplication, he invented Napier's bone. Napier's bone included a set of bones with 9 rods, each of which had digit 1 to 9 and a constant rod of digit 0. So this Napier bone helped in doing different calculations such as multiplication table. William Oughtred, he invented a new calculating device called slide rule. It is based on the principle that actual distance from the starting point of the rule is directly proportional to the logarithm of a number printed on the rule. So the slide rule is embodied by the two sets of scales which are joined together with a marginal space between them. So these two scales slide rules were used to perform different calculations such as addition, subtraction and multiplication. In 1642 AD, the machine called Pascaline was introduced. Pascaline was developed by Blaise Pascal, who was a French philosopher. It was developed in 1641. It had a box with 8 movable wheels called dials. The numbers for calculations were entered with these dials. This machine could do add, subtract, divide and multiply. It could do it for many thousands of values. The Blaise Pascal's machine, that is Pascaline, it was capable of performing the operations such as addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. This device was capable of doing several thousands of values. This device used components such as gears and levers. When this device was designed by Blaise Pascal, he was just 19 years old. In 1650, Leibniz's calculator, it was introduced by the mathematician Gottfried Leibniz. He built a calculator in 1650. It could do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and the device invented is called as rotating wheel calculator. In 1801, Joseph Mary Jacquard, he invented a device called Jacquard's loom. Jacquard loom is powered by a loom and punched wooden cards to automatically view incredible detailed patterns including pictures and text. And the concept of read-only memory was introduced in this for the first time. Charles Babbage, in 1822, he invented a machine called difference engine and analytical engine. He is also known as father of electronic computers. Charles Babbage, he was a British mathematician and engineer who designed an automatic calculating machine in 1822. He named his machine as difference engine. Later, he thought of a mechanical construction which was known as mechanical digital computer, and Babbage, he named his machine as analytical engine. The analytical engine consists of 5 units: input, output, processing. Therefore, these 5 units became the basic principles of modern computer. All modern computer has basically 5 functional units, which is same as the concept or the design used in the machine which Charles Babbage prepared. So he is also called as father of computers. In 1833, Lady Ada Lovelace, she was a mathematical genius. Lady Ada, she was a genius. She started working on Charles Babbage computer. So Babbage was pathway into the process of designing his first mechanical computer, that is analytical engine. And Lady Ada, she started writing the first computer algorithm and she predicted that computers will have the capability of doing many other things, not only calculations. Lovelace realized that analytical engine was in essence a machine for manipulating symbols and music notation. So Lady Ada Lovelace is also called as the first programmer. 1890, Hermann Hollerith, he invented a machine called Hollerith tabulating machine. A American named Hermann Hollerith, he invented a counting machine to count the population of US. The electronic machine is capable to read the information on the punched card and process it electronically. It was one of the main electronic counting device. It was based on punched cards. Hermann Hollerith was the founder of the company that became famous as IBM. So Hermann Hollerith is the founder of IBM, who invented a machine called Hollerith tabulating machine. It used the punched cards which can process electronically, and this device was used to count the population of United States of America. Hope you have followed what has been discussed. Today's class we discussed about the functional units and how computers evolved. What are the different devices or the computers invented by various people, how it helped in the evolution of digital computer. Hope you have understood the things what has been discussed. Kindly make a notes of the things what we have discussed in the class. online class. Make a note of the topics, prepare a notes, and also attend a test. Along with this video, there will be a test for 10 marks. Kindly attend the test and check how much you have understood. Thank you for patience listening. Have a great day ahead. God bless you all, my dear students. Thank you.